Well, welcome all to the SnailTrail4x4 podcast. If you like going off-roading in Toyotas, wrenching on Toyotas, camping in Toyotas, and maybe even poking a little bit of fun at Toyotas, and of course, hearing about how great Irene is in Toyotas, then this is the podcast for you. That's right, ladies and germs. My name is Tyler. Joining me once again for another episode of the SnailTrail4x4 podcast, Jimmy.
Me.
Who makes all the really bad jokes.
Yes. But you have to wait to the end for those.
You got to wait for those.
Not as bad as Nick's, which you'll hear tomorrow.
Nick's are great. Those are not bad jokes.
We recorded things a little backwards today, but
back-asswards.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
But you guys, I'll probably talk about something today that I also referred to on Fridays.
Cool.
So anyways,
sweet.
How's it going?
It's going pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you feeling the KOH prep?
Yeah. So, we made a quick change.
Oh yeah.
We called an audible.
Oh, and on what?
A bunch of videos surfaced from Johnson Valley yesterday.
Yeah. Yes, they did.
That made us put the tracks on the 4Runner. We're taking the 4Runner down with tracks on it.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I think the tracks will do fine in the sand.
Yeah. Go up back door with tracks. Just get the 4Runner on back door with the tracks.
That'd
just to troll people.
So worth the publicity for Scott.
Right?
Yeah.
True. No, we're not putting the tracks on the 4Runner, but it did snow. And somebody told me that it's snowing down there. And I was like, okay. I was thinking like a dusting happened that one year.
Yeah.
No, it snowed. Like big, fat, heavy flakes.
Oh, like over an inch.
Oh yeah.
A decent amount. Yeah.
There was a great meme that came out. It said, "I'm on my way to watch the shenanigans at back door," and it was like a picture of people at base camp 4 on Everest.
Yeah,
with the lights heading up to the top.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's funny.
That was good. So there was snow down at KOH. Supposedly the weather says it's good from here on out for the rest of the weeks. So shouldn't be too bad. It should all dry up before Ultra 4 week.
Probably.
So
I'm hoping that it doesn't dry up too fast, because it would be really nice to keep that dust down.
Yeah.
Everything that we talked about on Monday's episode and all the dust prevention that has to happen. Man, if it's not dusty and just windy, that's fine.
Yeah. Yep, I agree. So hopefully it does keep the dust down. Definitely is going to be, I think, keeping dust down hopefully through the trophy truck races on Sunday. We'll see if it continues on to Ultra 4 week.
Yeah,
so
that'll be fun.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, before we get into what you've been up to, we do have some people to talk about, some of our friends to the podcast. Of course, we've always talked about our buddies Onyx Off-Road, who graciously donated an elite membership for a lucky listener. And we rolled that into our reviews. So if you leave us a review, that is a wonderful thank you. But it also enters you for a chance to win an Onyx Off-Road Elite membership and a swag pack from Tyler and I.
Yep. And
we're going to be doing that drawing once we reach 700 reviews on Apple Podcast.
Yep. So we'll get that going. Just make sure you guys are leaving those reviews. If you can find a way to leave more than one review, go for it. There's no rules on how many reviews you can leave. That just increases your chances of winning. So if you leave 2 reviews, that's 1 in 350.
Yeah.
It's not bad at odds, right? You leave 3 reviews, that's more math than I'm willing to do right now. So
700 divided by 3.
Whatever that is.
Yeah.
Go check that out. The reviews are done over at Apple Podcasts. So go and make sure you have an account. Just remember that if you win, you have to prove that you have access to that account still.
Yes, you do.
So don't break up with your significant other before we do the drawing for the swag pack or the tires. Don't
forget about those tires.
Yep. I will not, because I love those tires.
Yes.
They're fantastic.
They are indeed.
Yep. I got to go snow wheeling last weekend at Winter Fun Fest we talked about.
Yeah.
Right? The tires did awesome.
Nice.
They did great. I never had to put lockers on the whole time. So,
really?
Yeah. It was great.
Well, the snow is a little sticky.
It was a little, it was super icy at the bottom, and then it kind of got a little fluffy at the top. And even still, I was going off into the fluff and playing, and I'd never once lost traction at all.
Nice.
Without lockers on it.
What PSI did you go to?
I was down at 5, pretty much even 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yep. So love those tires. They work great. And you can have a set if you win from our 750 reviews. So
yeah,
from Yokohama Tires.
So go over and leave a review.
Cool.
Let's see. We also have some torque straps to give away.
We do this month. Mm-hmm.
I think today is the last day.
Friday's the 31st, I think.
31st? Okay.
Yeah. So maybe one more day. We're not clear on dates because we are way out of keeping track of dates and calendars in our heads anymore. So the 31st is the last day to get in for some torque straps. Really cool stuff that Torque Strap has come up with. I did find out that the Pro straps.
Yes.
So I thought they worked like their regular straps, the M5s and the other ones, the medium duty ones.
Yep.
They don't.
No.
So on the M5 and the medium duty, they're designed so that when you pull the strap down, it tensions the string out.
Okay.
Or the spring, right?
The spring, yeah. Stretches the spring.
So it stretches the spring out and tensions it that way. And that's kind of what holds tension on your load if it shifts and maintains tension on everything.
Yeah.
The Pro straps go the opposite. They compress the spring.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
So you know how the M5 and the medium duties, they have the limiting strap on them. And the goal is to stretch that spring out until you're engaging the limiting strap.
Yes.
With the Pros, your job is to compress the spring fully.
Oh.
So that once the strap is fully down, it's just like a static strap once the spring is all compressed.
Okay.
And then if your load shifts at all, the strap loosens, the strap gets wet and the strands loosen in the rain or something like that. You don't have to go back and re-tighten down your straps because that spring takes up the slack, right?
Interesting.
And still maintains tension on everything. So my concern with them was I thought you were extending the spring on this Pros. I'm like, I still don't, I don't have the balls yet to put those and hold a vehicle on a trailer with them like that. Because you still technically have room for some movement.
Yes.
But with the spring compressed, there's no room for movement at all unless the straps loosen up due to outside circumstances.
Right.
So
yeah, they're really cool straps.
Yeah,
they look
really
good.
well done once I started taking a look a little bit closer and figuring out how they actually worked. So after knowing that, I would have no problem using those to tie down a vehicle.
Yeah.
So
no, I'm not too concerned about it either. I'm looking forward to the chance to tie it down. I'm just going to need to figure out how if they fit for my application because for me, Bobcat is so long for my 16-foot trailer that it's a question of, is the mechanism going to interfere with the strap length and how's everything going to fit? Yeah. So that's the only thing I'm going to have to test out.
Yeah.
But we'll figure it out.
Yep. Really cool concepts, really good stuff, really well thought out products that Torque Strap is coming out with. Definitely go check them out. They're amazing for tying stuff down. So
I used them the other day.
Nice.
I had to tie down this little metal piece that was too long just to lay in the bed of the Tacoma. It was like an 8-foot long piece of metal, and it was, my bed's like 5'1" or 5'5" or whatever it is. So I just threw the torque strap over the top and cinched it down, and it was perfect.
Yep. I will say we unloaded the Lance off of the 350, the dually. And I gassed up before I unloaded the Lance. And I was like, because I want to test how quick and easy the torque straps are instead of the turnbuckles.
Yes.
That are on there. So much better for getting fuel. And it still allows a little bit of play without ripping the mounting points out of the Lance. Right. So the medium duties worked awesome on the Lance. That's definitely how I'm going to be tying the Lance down to the truck moving forward.
Nice. So, like it.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think just one more person to talk about.
Yeah.
Before we jump into our what in the butt.
The weirdo.
Okay.
Brian gave me some flack after our KOH episode. I'm assuming you're talking about Brian.
Yes.
Okay. He gave me some flack. Yeah.
Oh, why?
He said that, from knowing me all these years and listening to us on the podcast, he didn't realize I was that into Backdoor.
Oh.
And I was like, Brian, have you been in Backdoor? Like, have you gotten up in back door, and he declined to answer. And I was like, dude, you can't knock it until you've tried it. Okay.
Okay.
And then we had this we had a conversation about playing around in back door.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he tried to give me flack, and
You defended yourself.
defended myself and my love for back door.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can see that.
Okay, good.
Are we talking about the same thing?
I don't know. What are we talking about anymore?
I don't know, but we do love Brian and the awesome suspension parts he builds for Toyotas. So if you're looking to move your Toyota away from leaf springs and onto a linked suspension kit, check out 4-Wheel Underground.
Yep. He's got pretty much any application you would want for a Toyota vehicle, no matter what axle you have. So a lot of combinations. He's kind of done a really good job at having something for everybody, depending on your applications, what you're doing. So check it out. He's got the geometry figured out. The brackets are beefy. You're not gonna have to worry about brackets bending or coming off the vehicle as long as you weld okay. So check it out. It's well worth the money. So you don't have to put in the extra time in figuring out the suspension.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think that's it, huh?
All right. I think so too.
All right. Take a quick break. I'll get another water here, and we'll be right on back with kind of what Jimmy and I have been up to, the shenanigans. Hey guys, I love going out wheeling and I love playing in the outdoors, and one of the main tools I rely on for all of the activities is onX Off-Road. onX keeps me in the know, it keeps me on the trails, and it keeps me from getting lost so that I can make it back home to my family and friends. There's tons of tools and data available for outdoor activities on the app that helps you plan your next trip, and it helps keep the adventures rolling. Start your free trial over at onxmaps.com. Welcome back, everybody, to the Shenanigans episode. This is Thursday, in case you guys are not listening on a Thursday. In that case, shame on you.
Yeah, it's whatever day it is that you're listening.
Exactly. It's Thursday for us, which is really a lie. It's not Thursday for us either. So hopefully you guys understand that this is our shenanigan episode where we get to tell you everything we've been doing, and you get to live vicariously through our poor decisions.
Which there are many.
There are a lot.
Like doing this podcast with Tyler.
That's the best decision you've ever made in your life, Jimmy. Anyways, cool stuff. We did some stuff over the weekend. Some updates. I have updates on Kermit.
I have updates on the Ferd.
Ooh, fun. And then I think that's about it that I have.
Oh,
so,
okay.
Yeah, man. How was your weekend? What'd you do? What were you up to?
Weekend was good.
Nice.
Yeah. I don't remember a whole lot about the weekend. It was pretty low key.
Got that drunk, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. Bad. Don't do that. Let's see. I don't even remember that much about it. It was, Saturday. So Friday, the construction crew or the contractor was supposed to come over, and he postponed, and he came over on Saturday. To kind of tie up some loose ends on some things that needed to get done and install the window in the bathroom. And so he showed up. He asked to come at 8 on Saturday. And I'm like, how about 9? Will 9 work? Is that okay? Like, the assistant really likes to sleep in. So, pushed him back a little bit. He showed up. They started working. Everything was fine. Unfortunately, they didn't finish. Oh. So he was like, hey, can I come back on? Well, one of the things that they were doing is for installing the new window, we have stucco on the outside of the house. And I guess stucco is like a 3-part process, which I didn't realize. Okay. So there's sort of what they call the skim coat, which kind of holds the like chicken wire down. And then he called it the brown coat, which is in a way to me, which is the filler, like, cause it just bumps it out a little bit.
Okay.
And then they do the texture on the outside. So there's like 3 processes. So he's like, I'm going to have to come back in 48 hours regardless to finish, to do this stucco, to this brown coat on. So when I do, I'll just come back and do these other things. And I'm like, or you could do the other things.
Yeah. Now.
And just finish everything and come back and just do the stucco. And I didn't say that's what I was thinking, but I was like, okay, fine. And then, I just got a text message saying he's not going to come back on Wednesday. Now he's going to come back on Friday. So he's moving back. And the assistant was all upset because we had scheduled a cleaning lady to come on Wednesday. They were supposed to be done on Saturday. Now they're coming. We're going to come on Wednesday. And the assistant was upset because they were going to be like, oh, there's people making a mess and there's people cleaning a mess. Yeah. Well, now
they're going to get into a battle royale in the bathroom.
Well, and now they're not even showing up on Wednesday. They're going to show up after the house has been cleaned and make a mess. So it's going to be, I got the lovely moment to be able to tell her that everything's askew.
Yay.
Woo. Besides that, let's see. The other day, I got everything done for the 4th gen Tacoma panel.
Okay.
I cut the gasket out. I trimmed the panel down. And I sent it out to a marketing partner, and I'm going to have them put it on, check it out, see how things are, see how the gasket works. Just take a look at it and give me either a thumbs up or thumbs down. And then hopefully, well, if it's a thumbs up, I'm going into production.
Nice.
Yes. Excited for that.
Yeah.
If it's a thumbs down, I've got to rework some things or figure something else out.
Yep.
So we'll see how that goes. That'll be interesting here in the near future, but hopefully everything's going to be A-okay, and I will be able to have these out sometime in February.
Nice. So along with that, you had another big change with Snail Armor.
I did?
And you're doing free shipping now.
Oh, that's true. Yep. Thank you.
Yep.
Yeah. We moved from flat rate shipping to free shipping.
Nice.
And I took a hit. And I didn't
say, so did you just do that and just bump your prices, the flat rate price? So the retail price is now what your old retail?
Oh, yeah. The prices are the exact same, and I'm just going free shipping.
Eating the cost on the free shipping.
Eating the cost on the free shipping for hopefully, in a way, more sales. But just trying to make it easier on the customer.
There you go.
And better for the customer. Yeah.
Sweet.
So for the Tacoma, second and third gen Tacomas, and actually first, second, and third gen Tacomas are $200. They were $200 and then a $30 shipping. Now they're just $200.
Nice.
Shipping included. Yep.
That's pretty cool. Now it's just up to you to see how good of rates you can negotiate with UPS and whatnot.
Yeah. Well, I use Shopify, and
their negotiated rates.
I use their negotiated rates.
They have pretty good rates. So yeah.
They do pretty well.
Nice.
Yeah. So, and it equated to roughly little over $30 to get it across the country.
Gotcha.
It was like $33 to get it across the country, and it was $17, $18 to get it to Southern California.
Yeah.
And then if you were anywhere in between, it was a varied price.
You're relying on the law of averages before for the flat rate. So.
Pretty much.
Okay. Yeah, that'll be a really nice change. It's just, I found the easier and less complicated, the simpler the buying process and less things that are involved with it, the more likely it is, the easier it is on the customer, right?
Yes.
The better of a time they have, the better experience they have with your stuff. So.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So that's a big change. I'm hoping that sales can rise a little bit just because of free shipping and people don't have to realize or think about it. It also separates me from my competition. Everybody else, I believe, you have to pay additional fee for shipping.
Nice. Some of your competitors are more expensive than you to begin with.
Yeah.
And then they're paying shipping too.
Yeah.
So, wow. So you're going to be like $50 cheaper than some of your competitors?
Yeah. Or more.
Wow.
Yeah.
Kudos for figuring out the production process to be able to have a price like that.
Yeah. It wasn't easy. I did have to sit down and figure out a lot of little things.
Yeah.
Like how much tape do I use on a box?
Yeah. Min-maxing everything.
Yeah. And then how much does a roll of tape cost? How much does that tape go down per foot or whatever? And then how many feet do I use on a box? And I use a lot of tape on a box.
You do. You have big boxes.
Yeah.
Jimmy has a big box, ladies and gentlemen.
No, don't tell everybody.
Too late.
No.
Wink, wink, nod,
so
nod.
besides Snail Armor changes and the 4th gen Tacoma, hopefully coming out soon. I did the relay on Clifford and the blinker relay.
Oh, okay.
And I did talk about this on Friday's episode real quick, but I had a bunch of people call in, message me We had people Instagram me, DM me on Instagram, and a lot of people said it's a blinker relay. And a few people are like, it's right here. Go to the hardware store. Just pull this out. You can swap it out. Super easy. So I got one and I put it in, and I was a little concerned that it would fit because it was a lot larger than the previous one.
I hate when that's the problem.
I know. But fortunately, it...
Usually not my problem, though.
No.
Hey-o.
Yeah, not for this big box. Yeah. Thank you.
That was good. I bow down to that one. All right. That was good.
So, it's almost twice as large or as long as the stock one.
Okay.
But fortunately,
you're not letting me drink my water right now. Okay.
The door flap over the fuse box was still able to shut. So it fit and it solves the problem. So now Clifford has blinkers.
Nice.
And they blink louder than the stock one does.
Nice.
Or whatever that's worth.
Click, click, click. You don't have to do it yourself now?
No.
Click, click, click,
That
click,
was so
click,
annoying.
click.
The other day I drove the truck and I did that. And I was like, oh yeah, that works now. And I just smacked it down.
Nice.
Besides that, there wasn't a lot else done on the automotive side. I have a few things I need to do this week to get ready for King of the Hammers next week.
Okay. Which vehicle are you taking to KOH? I know that was kind of up in the air.
I'm taking Charlotte, the Tacoma.
Okay.
And I'm going to leave Tuesday now, a day earlier than planned.
Okay.
And I'm going to drive down to my buddy's house, a college mate's house in Temecula.
All right.
And I'm going to spend the night there. And then I'm going to drive like 20 minutes further south to Rob Taco's house.
Oh.
Weld Taco. Rob
so that'll
Weld
be on
Taco.
Wednesday. Yeah.
So Wednesday a.m.-ish, I'm going to show up at Rob's house, Weld's Taco. And we're going to do a body mount relocation on Charlotte.
Okay.
So we're going to, those front body mounts that I rub only in reverse and turned driver.
Huh.
And I rub just barely on the body mount.
Okay.
And a lot of people do body mount chops, which is fine and would work. But I might eventually want to go larger tires.
It's like 40s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
40s and Sawzall.
Uh-huh.
And to do that, I need the body mount relocation.
Yeah.
So I figured why Band-Aid it? I should just go do the whole thing. And actually, Rob and I have been talking about doing this for
a while.
Over a year.
A while.
A long time.
You guys have.
And he was going to come up and do it. And then I think the fires happened and he didn't come up to the Rubicon. I think one of the KOHs, I was supposed to go down there and we were talking about doing it. And I think logistics didn't work out. And then we talked about him coming up this summer to run the Rubicon, or he wants to run Fordyce. And I was like, well, let's do the body mount then. And
is
then
he going to run his Tacoma?
No, the mullet runner.
Oh, nice.
He bought a first gen. It's an IFS first gen that has been solid axle swap.
Okay.
So he bought a first gen 4Runner and he's been wheeling that on the harder trails.
Nice.
Yeah. So anyways, long story short there, I'm going to go down to his house. We're going to do the body mount relocation on Wednesday. Then I'm going to drive to Hammers on Wednesday afternoon whenever we're done.
Mm-hmm.
Should take like 3 or 4 hours to do that job. And then I'll be at Hammers for the week. So I've got, before I leave on this trip, I have I have a screw in my driver's side rear tire. So I want to solve that. Mm-hmm. I need to still give it its oil change, coolant change, and change its spark plugs because I rolled over 100,000 miles. And those are the things that I want to do for it.
Okay.
So I've got a few honeydews for that vehicle before I go make the road trip. Yeah, and if I have time, I would like to get it aligned. We'll see if I have that time.
Cool.
So that's my list for this upcoming week.
Okay.
Of things I need to get done for my upcoming trip. Besides packing, re-listening to our episode and trying to remember the things that I said. Mm-hmm. And but I'm excited to get to use the new Ironman 4x4 fridge. So that'll be fun.
That will be nice.
Yeah. So I might just make a beer side and a food side because it's 2 parts.
Yeah.
Or I'll just leave one off and leave it as dry storage.
That'd be nice too.
And then have the other one as the food and stuff.
Nice.
Yes. So I don't know how I'm going to do that yet.
Yeah.
But I'm planning on doing the rooftop tent. Doesn't look like it's going to be very much weather when I'm down there, which is good because that tent isn't really waterproof anymore.
Yeah.
So yeah. And then I'll do my normal sleeping setup there with the down comforter and the electric mattress pad.
Yep.
And then yeah, just all the clothes and food and get ready to do some interviews and maybe shoot a video and we'll see.
Cool.
Yep.
That should be a fun time down there. I'm a lot bummed. I'm not getting to go.
Yeah. Yeah. It's okay. Responsibilities.
Sooner than later, I'll be wheeling again. So,
yes, you will.
Okay. Right. Well, cool. Anything else?
No, that's really about it. A lot of time with family this weekend. It was like I said, it was pretty low key. We didn't go out and do anything. I said it last Thursday, and and it was true that for the most part, I did a lot of splitting wood in the last week, and trying to get the wood splitter like more or less returned. And I think that was some of my Saturday was splitting up some of that wood. That was also Friday. Yeah. And it was just a lot of splitting some wood, doing a little bit of family time, doing R&D on the Tacoma, finalizing that. And then with the free time, just doing a little bit of work on Clifford because I already bought the relay and I was like, let's see if this works.
Yeah.
And it did.
Sweet. That's cool.
Yeah.
I'm glad it was such an easy fix.
Yeah.
For that.
Me too. So. I'm glad I didn't have to dive into electronics.
Yeah.
So
nice. Well, my electronic gremlin has not resurfaced yet.
That's good to hear.
So I really do hope and feel like I got it with that jammed door lock or whatever was going on with that door lock getting jammed intermittently. So hopefully that stays away. It has been so far. My weekend was kind of finishing up the last two things on the list for the Forerunner for KOH.
Yes. I liked the text you sent out.
It was good. It was good. We'll get to that in a minute.
Okay.
So I needed to make a bracket for the siren to put the siren speaker, attach it back to the bumper because it's just been sitting in the bumper for like a year and a half.
Yeah.
And it's worked. It hasn't gone anywhere, but like KOH is another monster when you're bouncing around the whoops and stuff at KOH. So I had to cut off the old bracket because it broke.
From bouncing around in the whoops.
From bouncing around because I only bolted down one side of the speaker.
Okay.
When I had bolted it down, I was like, I kind of like shook it around. I was like, that's tight enough. It's not going anywhere. And it leveraged the bracket so much that it broke half of the bracket off.
Wow.
Where that one bolt was in. So had to cut the whole bracket off there and put in a new bracket. So I made a beefier bracket because the other one was made from like 16 gauge steel. Like it was this flimsy steel L bracket that I found that might've been for like, I don't even know what it would have been for. It was an L bracket for something. So I used was it 1.5 square tubing? That is 1/8 wall.
Okay.
Cut that in half. So it was
diagonally.
Diagonally. So it was an L bracket now. Right. And then built the bracket for the speaker out of that. Put the speaker on, got it welded on, painted it up, and it's great.
Okay.
And that speaker might be louder for some reason than the old one. I mean, it's the same speaker.
New amplifier.
Different amplifier and electronics powering the speaker.
Got it. Okay.
So that and the voice remote works a lot better.
Yeah.
For the PA side of it.
Which is not street legal, ladies and gentlemen.
You're not going to use it on the street.
Of course.
Shh, only in Mexico. You can use it on the street in Mexico. Just FYI.
Maybe. I don't know if that's true either.
I do love driving by kids because they always just get excited looking at the Forerunner. And so I was driving through the neighborhood last week, and one of the kids, there's like a group of them coming out of a house. They're getting ready to go somewhere. And one of them just stops and goes, oh, waves at all his friends and then points at the Forerunner as I'm driving by. So I turned on the siren real quick.
Yeah.
And I went, wee, wee, as I'm driving by. And you can see the kid get all excited. It was so fun.
You need to get on there and figure out some Minecraft terms or something like that.
So
And
just
yell
download
at
some
them.
Minecraft noises.
Yeah, exactly.
What's the noise of like punching a tree? What does that sound like? Huh?
I don't know. That's a socking
It's
sound.
like-
It's like, yeah.
All right.
That one wouldn't probably be the best. There's probably, I don't know offhand what would be a really good one. I'm trying, your rig with that wrap looks like what it, in the video game, they call it a creeper.
Okay.
And it looks damn near what your
Really?
digital camo green is. And it's this character that runs around.
Uh-huh.
It looks like a funky dude that has like no arms, and it runs around. And then when it gets near the player,
Mm-hmm.
it starts more or less like boiling in a way. And then
Okay.
if it boils too long, it'll explode.
Okay.
So
That's like my Forerunner.
yeah,
It
has been.
It has done that before.
but that explosion sound
Mm-hmm.
and the hissing noise, I don't think would come across
Yeah, over PA.
very well on the PA. So I was trying to figure out that because you need the creeper noise for your creeper vehicle, but I don't think it would work. So there's got to be another Minecraft noise that can relate it to Minecraft.
All right. I'm sure Zach would know one.
Maybe.
Zach, call in, let us know.
Yeah, somebody's got one. I probably have a good one for it.
So,
Yeah.
got the siren set up. Works awesome. I'm happy with that mount being a lot stronger and bolting everything down now properly. And then I wanted to get the whip lights on
Yeah.
for KOH. A couple reasons. Mainly KOH is highly requesting and recommending people to run flags this year,
Okay.
which makes a lot of sense. And we should have been doing it a long time ago down there.
Absolutely.
So if you guys are going to plan on driving a vehicle around Johnson Valley, please have a flag solution for your vehicle this year. It's
If you
big
don't-
safety reasons. And there have been at least one minimum, usually multiple accidents every year that have claimed lives because you just don't see another vehicle oncoming.
Yeah.
And that's what flags do.
Yes,
So-
absolutely. And I was going to say, if you don't have a flag,
Mm-hmm.
they will be selling them in Hammer
They
Town.
will. Yeah.
So you can go get one.
Yep.
The hardest part then is just figuring out a place to mount it.
Yeah.
So drill a hole in your roof or whatever and stick it on.
There you go. Duct tape it to
Your bumper.
your seat inside and have a hole go up through your roof.
Exactly. Perfect.
There you go.
That'll work.
So yeah, I solve problems, Jimmy.
Good. Finally.
So I wanted to get the whip lights on there, A, for the flag, but B, to have more visibility at night.
Yeah.
Right. Last year when we were down there, it was really bad at nighttime, just the dust. Like we had a couple days in a row where there was no wind. And so
Yeah.
there's no breeze to clear out the dust. And there was like 30-foot visibility
Wow.
in the dust at nighttime. And I was like, I just don't trust people driving around down there to not hit me in that kind of visibility without more lighting on the vehicle to stand out. Right.
Sure. Okay.
So that was the other reason why I really wanted the whip lights on this year. And then once I got them on, I was like, God, these are so obnoxious. It's amazing. So now the third reason is how obnoxious can I really make the Forerunner?
Oh, I think we can think of a few more things,
I think there's a
but
few more we could still do.
we need some neon green light bars.
Yeah, I did. So my chase lights, camp light chase lights, they're a yellow lens. So I've been thinking about getting some blue cellophane to put over them so they turn out green. I don't know how well that would work.
I don't know. You can probably just change the lens out.
Oh, that's probably a good idea too.
Yeah, that might work, huh?
I haven't looked at those lights to see how interchangeable the lenses are, but that could be a thing.
Yeah, that'll be the backup plan.
Green rock lights, a green laser.
Yeah.
Hey, get my light bar laser to be green.
You need to light the beam, but it's all green.
Light the beam. The green one. So if the beam is looking straight up in the air at Hammertown, this neon green beam, you know the Forerunner's in a bad spot.
Oh man.
So Forerunner's doing a wheelie somewhere.
Save me. Oh yeah.
It's the beacon. Come save me.
Oh, I thought you were gonna put it on your roof as like I need help. I'm
Somebody
right
come
here.
Yeah.
Come find me.
Oh, that'd be great.
How many vehicles do you think eventually are gonna end up with those on their roofs?
Oh my God.
And everybody's driving around,
Driving
and all
these
these lights are bouncing around.
Can you
in the
imagine
sky.
how amazing that would be looking from on top of Fisher or on top of Turkey Claw at nighttime? Just watching all these beams shooting straight up in the air.
Good drugs.
Yeah. Oh man. So, in order to do that, I needed to make brackets for them that were sturdy enough to handle the leverage, the wiggling around that whips do while you're driving.
Okay.
And then my goal was to put it on my rear spoiler thing. I can use that spoiler to lift myself up and off the 4Runner pretty easily. It doesn't move around that much.
Really?
So I was like, I feel like it would be okay. And then I put my goal was to mount it as close to the spoiler mounting location as possible so that there's not a whole lot of leverage on those points.
Sure.
Right. And I was going to weld the brackets onto the spoiler and then bolt the whips into the brackets. Right.
Okay.
The spoiler is aluminum.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that doesn't work very well for welding.
I mean, it can,
Well,
but
not with your MIG.
Not with my MIG.
Yeah.
My mild steel MIG welder. So I was like, all right, well, that doesn't work out. What's step 2?
Bolts.
I thought about that and I was like, bolts like to come loose on me for whatever reason.
Okay.
Even with lock washers or lock nuts or stuff. And
Lock
these are
tight.
going to be moving around quite a bit.
Yeah.
So I went with riv nuts.
Oh.
But I wanted to do big bolts.
So you went with big riv nuts?
So I needed to go with big riv nuts. And I don't have a big riv nut gun. Apparently I ordered big riv nuts before, but never got the bigger riv nut gun.
Okay.
So I was like, where the fuck is my riv nut gun? I tore apart the garage looking for it. Couldn't find it. Finally went back in my Amazon shopping history. No riv nut gun ever purchased.
Oh,
I was like, oh, what the hell? When did I do that or not do that?
Yeah.
So I had to order up a riv nut gun. Luckily, I'm 10 minutes from an Amazon facility.
Yeah.
So it arrived the next morning by like 5 a.m.
Mhm.
And I was able to riv nut the spoiler on Sunday and finish up the brackets and get them in and get the antennas on.
So a riv nut
The antennas, the
is,
whips.
so you put the rivet part into the spoiler and then that is threaded.
Correct.
Okay. So you didn't rivet them on.
No.
So you're still using bolts.
Still using bolts. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
I just want to make sure because bolts go loose on you.
Bolts and yes, but there's not a nut on the back to also go loose.
No.
That's right. So I only have one thing that can go loose rather than two.
Sure.
And rivets, I don't know, are there 1/2-inch rivets?
Probably. Yes, there are.
There are?
I'm sure there are because
Probably.
the back of my Tacoma is partly riveted on.
With 1/2-inch thick diameter
Big ass,
rivets?
huge.
Really?
Like, yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
You had to drill through them for some archive garage like thing that you like shock relocation kit.
Huh.
And it sucks.
Okay.
So yes, they do
Interesting.
make big ass rivets like that.
All right. I've only ever seen like up to maybe 1/4-inch diameter rivets.
No.
And I was thinking, man, if I put like a 1/2-inch rivet in here, do I need a pneumatic rivet gun then to
Probably.
snap these? I was like, that's too much.
That
Let's
would
just do a
help.
riv nut then instead.
Sure.
So I did a riv nut, used M8 bolts, M8 125s.
Yeah.
So also, if I have any issues with other bolts on the 4Runner, I can rob those bolts to take care of it.
Did you make them quick connect so that you can take them off?
The whips?
Yeah.
They come as quick connects.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So I did all the wiring 2 weeks ago. So all I had to do was finish the brackets and the mounting.
Mm-hmm.
And I was a little worried I made the wires too short.
Yeah.
And it's like perfect.
Okay.
Like I don't think I have an inch to spare of
Wow.
wire length. I was like, I got lucky on that.
Yes.
But put them in, connected them, and then went to turn them on and looking at my switch panel, right? So it's above my rearview mirror for my switches. I was looking at it and I was like, wait a minute. So what I did when I wired in the whips was I wired the power from the front of the vehicle where my accessory fuse box is to the back of the vehicle to then split the power off for the rock lights and the whips.
So they're on the same switch.
So they're on the same switch on my switch panel.
Okay.
And I was
so
looking
when you turn them on, everything's going to come on.
So I turn them on, everything's going to come on, but I can control each light individually from my phone.
Rock lights and
app.
both whips?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep. So as I was looking at my switchboard, though, I was like, oh, I have a spot on the switchboard for rock lights.
Oh, yeah.
So I think when I put the rock lights in, I'm going to have to undo the wiring I did so I can run the rock lights to the switch panel and the switch I have there, or just leave that one open as an open switch later on. I can add something to it.
How is it labeled?
It's so there's no labels on the switches themselves. I took a label maker and put labels above the switches.
Right. So you can take the label off.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm thinking about doing that and then just controlling the lights on or off versus with the phone on the app on my phone.
Yeah. I don't like that personally.
It's definitely more work.
It's another step.
It's more work, and I might need to do it while I'm driving or something. And like, I'd rather have it the other way, but also now I have enough switch to add another electrical crap to my phone and make it more obnoxious.
Yeah.
I mean, like a beam up to the sky.
I like that idea. I think we all need it. I'll just get this bright yellow one.
Yeah.
You get the bright green one.
Yeah. I could wire the Starlink into that switch so I can turn the Starlink on and off with it.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, I understand that it adds another switch for you, but I don't personally. I think I would rather have things separate switches so you can turn them all on or off.
I think I'm leaning that direction too. I think it's going to come to how lazy do I want to be when I install the rock lights.
You know what you should do is you should wire that switch to all the other switches and have it be a master on.
Oh, for the whole switch panel?
Yeah.
I don't think you can do that.
You could figure it out.
You'd have to run.
I believe in
you'd
you.
have to run the switch through the panel to power the panel.
Maybe.
I don't know if that can be done.
But it's like a bam, all lights on.
Go to dark mode, and then I pull out my infrared goggles.
Yeah, perfect. And then you get ran into.
Yeah, exactly.
Nobody saw you.
Yeah. Oh, geez. So anyways, got the whips up. As soon as I got them on, I went and turned on the switch. And had the realization about the rock lights, and I turned on the switch, and then I looked up at the whip lights and they didn't come on right away. And it turns out there's a little delay, I guess, as it's powering on the Bluetooth module and the Wi-Fi and everything. Sure. And then they turned on, and I immediately just started giggling.
Yes, I could picture that. What color did they originally turn on with? White?
They turned on in a demo mode.
Oh.
So it was going through all the different colors it can do, all the different patterns it can do, blah, blah, blah.
Rainbows.
Just going. So like it turned on as rainbow, and I was like, oh, that'd be perfect. I can program this out whenever Ryan's driving it. It goes to a rainbow pattern mode.
Yeah. You need a pressure switch on your seat for like weight. And then whatever you can figure out all your employees' weights, and then you can program the lights to match their weight or whatever.
That would be funny. That would be fantastic.
Yeah. And they can't change the radio and they can't change the lights.
I'd do it. And then I'd blast Taylor Swift through it.
Exactly.
While they're driving with rainbow lights going.
Lover, something like that. Yeah.
So anyways, I started playing around with the app afterwards, and there's so many different patterns.
Oh, I'm
this thing can do. The range of RGB lights that it can do. They're pretty impressive, and they're really bright too. I was impressed with how cheap they were. Because I got the whips and the rock lights for, I think it was $150, $180.
Wow.
For 8 rock lights and the 2 whips and the controllers for everything. $150, $180. And they seem to be great. We'll see how long they last.
Yeah.
But
I bought one a few years ago from Sneevy's, and I never put it on, but I've always been wanting to see how it works and sets up.
The whip light?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Because I have that spot in the back where I used to have my CB on Bobcat.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, this would be perfect. I'll just slap it in here.
The corner, yeah.
Yep. And just never got around to it.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm happy for it. It does make the rig very tall.
Yes, it does.
So like, I don't know how much I'll be using those in the Sierras. But for out in the desert stuff, it looks awesome. And they work great. And on Monday, there was some guys from the city out working on the property across from my house.
Okay.
And so I came in, parked the dually, and started walking in the house. And one of the guys comes over with a leaf blower and starts yelling at me. And I'm like, what does this guy want? And I was like, I can't hear you. So he turns off the leaf blower and he goes, I just wanted to let you know you have a sick collection of vehicles here, man. I was like, oh, thanks. And he goes, what is that thing? I was like, oh, it's a 4Runner. He goes, that's a 4Runner? I was like, yeah. He goes, what do you do? And I was like, Morphle. He goes, okay, so how are you involved? I was like, I'm the owner. He goes, oh, that's rad. He goes, yeah, last time we were here a couple months ago, work on the property over here, we saw your 4Runner. We looked it up, what it was. And there's a bunch of us that have always been wanting to get into off-roading. So we're going to be like looking at your stuff. And I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. But
nice.
It's just funny that he was stopping me to talk about the 4Runner in my driveway, which looks even more ridiculous now with these like 2 ant antennas coming out of the top of it.
Yes. It's pretty bizarre. I think I'll have to snag that photo and add it as the thumbnail for this episode.
Yeah. I'll see if I can get one tonight at nighttime because the lights they're on in that photo, but it's daytime.
Right.
And so you
it's
don't
still
really,
bright.
It's still bright. Yeah. It's worse at night. Like it puts yeah. So anyways, I took a picture of it, sent it into the group chat and I was like, question, how do we make the 4Runner even more obnoxious?
Yes.
And then posted the picture. So
success.
I did it.
You did it.
Yeah.
Now what else can we do besides light the beam from your roof?
I think that's the next step.
All right.
Light the beam from the roof, a green beam light bar off the front too. That way I can get that into people's mirrors.
Yep. Yeah, that's pretty wild. But that's cool.
Anyways.
I mean, it definitely stands out. It's going to be great for the event. It's going to be perfect for the booth. It's going to be, outstanding while your employees are romping Kermit through the dunes.
I'll go park it next to Big Willie.
Yeah.
During backdoor night.
Little creeper.
Yeah, little creeper. Little creeper and Big Willie.
Yep.
Jesus. So anyways, it was fun. It was one of those things that I was like, this has no purpose. I mean, it does for KOH, but like outside of KOH, am I really going to use these? I don't think so, but it's so much fun to have them on there.
Yeah.
So
how are they getting the 4Runner down to King of the Hammers?
we're going to drive it and take it on the deck over trailer.
Deck over?
Yeah.
You might want to measure how tall those antennas are from the ground.
We may not be traveling with them on the 4Runners.
Yes.
So I think they're going to hit overpasses.
They might.
Yeah.
They might. How tall are they each?
They're 4 feet.
Okay.
And the 4Runner is roughly 7 feet tall.
Okay. So
that's 11 feet.
Yeah.
Which should clear most overpasses.
But you're on a deck over trailer.
But I'm on a deck over trailer that's 3.5 feet. So that's 14 to 15 feet tall total.
Yes.
Which will not clear overpasses.
No, you might tag an overpass.
Yeah. So I definitely need to double check that measurement, but I'm pretty sure we'll be driving without those.
That's probably a good idea.
So, yeah. It was funny. One of the modes, as I was kind of checking all the modes that those whips can do, one of them is like a police mode.
Yeah.
And I was like,
allowed.
This is illegal. Like this shouldn't even be on here as a default mode. What do you, like, do you sell these to police cars? Maybe.
Yeah.
I was like, if people want to create this mode themselves, cool. But like, should you really be putting it on as a default mode? I don't know.
Probably not.
No,
but I do like the idea of them being able to turn red when you're braking or turn yellow when you're turning one direction or another, white when you're backing up. I think those are all really cool that you can wire them into like the taillights that way.
I did not set that up for this trip, but that will be, I think once I sit down and do all the rock lights, I'll probably end up setting up the wiring for that as well to make it that way. Yeah.
I wonder if you can somehow wire the rock lights into that.
Maybe.
So the rock lights would turn red when you brake.
Yeah.
One side or the other would turn yellow when you're turning.
I mean, in theory, you just tap them into the same wiring that the whips would be in.
But does the...
I don't know how the LED chips are wired into the controller, though. So,
that was my major question there.
Yeah.
That would be fun, though.
Yeah.
Cool. All right.
Well, so fun stuff, childish things is what I accomplished this weekend. So,
perfect.
Yeah.
Hey, Childish things are fun still.
They're joys of life, right? On another note, speaking of childish things, my child is walking.
Oh, that's horrible.
It's funny because he gets the giggle he emits is very similar to the giggle I emitted when I turned on the whip lights the first time.
Okay. So know where he gets it from.
Yeah, exactly. But he's like putting together, he'll take a step and then rebalance himself, take a step, rebalance himself. And every step that he takes, he just starts giggling as he kind of rebalances himself. And like, he's just so excited that he's figuring this out and putting it together. And then he tried to go a little fast and face planted.
Yep.
And I was like, oh, that hurts.
Yeah.
I was like, come here. You're all right, dude. You're getting a lot of these to go through.
Yes. So, you're going to crash many times in your life.
Yeah. So
physically and mentally.
Mm-hmm. So anyways, he's walking now and putting all the steps together and figuring out that he can correct his balance and getting confidence in it now. So
cool.
Yeah.
You know what that means?
He's going to get leashed and tied to the couch.
That too, maybe.
Soon.
As soon as he walks, he's going to start running.
Yes, he will. And he's already a climber. Get those
torque straps out.
Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah. The daycare has said that he's always climbing anything he can climb. So we might end up having to like, I don't know, go put him into like take him down. There's a bunch of like, they're like infants and toddler gymnastic things that are like more like just helping them run and get energy out while working on balance and coordination. Mm-hmm. So I'm thinking about as soon as he can start running and putting these movements together, going down to one of those on the weekends.
Yeah.
And putting him in one of these classes and just letting him have at it.
Yeah, absolutely. So, the mini assistant did something like that.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. She, theirs was pretty fun because they would just sort of make obstacle courses.
Yeah, exactly.
And
it's like toddler parkour.
I want to do that. Right? It looks super easy, but I want to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And when I was young back in the day, the gymnastics place opened for like free play.
Oh.
And you would pay like an entrance fee and you could go and do whatever inside the gym. Mm-hmm. And they had a trampoline into like a pool, but the pool is filled with foam blocks.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And so I would just huck myself off the trampoline and into this pool of foam, doing as many flips or twists or whatever I could.
Not caring about how you land.
Not care about how I land. I would be broken today. Like I wouldn't be able to walk out of there. I'd be sore. My legs probably wouldn't work, or like one foot would be numb or something, But man, when I was a child, I would go crazy on that stuff.
Yeah. One of the cool things that I heard that kind of resonated with me recently was there's all these things out there about gentle parenting and like telling kids, no, you got to use your gentle hands and you got to be gentle with this and that. And there's a different view of, especially with little boys, they just need to get energy out and learn how to use their energy correctly.
Yeah, sure.
And so I'm like, that's totally me. Like I cannot sit still. I a lot of times can't be gentle. I break a lot of stuff. So I'm like that I'm like, I want to find ways that I can help him channel his energy into different things, right? In safe ways. So I'm curious for any other dads out there, that have little energetic balls of energy. What did you guys do? I would love to hear some feedback and some ideas. I'm crowdsourcing ideas right now. For like ideas for outdoor recreation, climbing gym memberships. I don't know, sports stuff. What did you do for your little balls of energy, to help them channel it healthy-ish, I guess, whatever it is.
Yeah. So, I know my parents had told me the story that they once...
How did your parents deal with you?
I have no idea. But my parents told me a story one time. They said that they told me they didn't think I could run around the house.
Okay.
I was like, yeah, I can. I ran around. Right? They're like, but can you do it twice?
Okay.
And and I came back and I was like, did it twice. And they're like, 3 times, and I did it 3 times, and then they're like, "How many times can you do it?"
Yeah. What's your record?
And I just was out there, just literally running around the house in circles, just getting this count up.
And that's why Jimmy likes records today.
One of the reasons, probably. Yeah. And that's why one of the reasons is I also don't run anymore today.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah. No, but it's just there's tricks as a parent. You can kind of like, do something like how many push-ups can you do or whatever, how many times can you go up and down that slide or, and maybe even just going to a park, and letting them play and socialize. And, you sit there and scroll on your phone and they run around and go, "Daddy, play with me."
Yeah.
Then that they're getting their energy out that way.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's infinite out of ways. It's just one figuring out a way to kind of trick them into thinking that they're playing.
Yeah.
When what you're doing is trying to get their energy out.
Yeah.
Or you're trying to educate them or teach them a skill like soccer or whatever, some sport.
I love efficiency, right? So ideally getting energy out while learning a skill or honing in hand-eye coordination, whatever it is. That's what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
So
yeah, just throw the baseball a little far one time.
Throw it harder at them.
Well, throw it further, so they have to run to go and get it.
Oh, okay. I was okay.
Yeah, don't beam them with your green light.
All right, see if you can catch the light in your eyes. Here we go.
I'm gonna throw the ball at you. Ready? Whack! Here's the green light in your face.
Oh, I should have dodged the green light. You got to learn how to get out of the sunlight.
Yeah, if you can dodge the green light, you can dodge a ball.
I love that movie. Oh, man. All right. That's good stuff. Call in. Give me your ideas. I'm looking for more ideas as he gets into being a little ball energy and getting into stuff. So with that, I guess, Jimmy, anything else from you?
No, I think we're ready to roll and ready to go down to King of the Hammers.
Sounds good. Yeah, I think. No, we got Monday's episode. You'll hear from us and tomorrow, I guess Friday as well, before we head down there. And then Jimmy will be down there. Are you looking to do a run at all? A snail trail run or listener meetup?
No, not really. I mean, I'm only bringing the Tacoma and wasn't really planning on opening the rooftop tent and then closing the rooftop tent to go out and do anything, and on Thursday, I think I'm going to head out with CJ with the CJ on the Rivian run.
Oh, okay.
Which would be interesting to kind of ride in a few different Rivians, get an idea of it, talk to some of the owners. And, but I think I'm going to have to pack up and drive to them. Unfortunately.
Gotcha. Yeah.
I wanted to see if one of them can come get me.
Well, Ryan is supposed to be going on the run Thursday, I think.
I think he wants to go Wednesday now.
Well, they're doing the run Thursday and Friday, I believe. The Rivian runs.
Oh,
yeah.
I didn't. Okay, maybe.
I thought you were logistics I've heard.
I thought you were talking about they are doing the Rivian run on Thursday and Friday.
Okay.
I thought you were talking about he wanted to go up Fisher.
Gotcha. I think he does want to go up Fisher, but I think Ryan is going on the Rivian runs. One of them, either Thursday or Friday. I thought he was going Thursday.
That'd be good.
So if that's the case, you can ride with him and not have to pack up the RTT.
Yeah, that'd be really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he was saying he wanted to go up Fisher on Thursday, but he also wants to go to Backdoor on Thursday.
Yeah.
So I think he wants to go up Fisher now on Wednesday.
Wednesday's usually a good night for Fisher. So
definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, I'm not planning a meetup or trying to meet up with anybody or do a run or anything like that. I'll be around. You can DM me. We could try to meet up. It's always hard to meet up down at King of the Hammers.
Yeah.
Really, we gotta schedule something if you want to say hi.
Yeah.
And we'll probably just try to find a time and we'll meet at the Morflate booth or something. I'll be around. So just DM me and we can try to meet up.
Sweet. Sounds good. DM Jimmy. If anybody wants to go by and see what a 4-wheel underground suspension kit looks like on a rig, go check out the 4Runner. It should be in the Morflate booth all week long at booth 107. It's like only one row off of the main fire pit in Hammertown.
Nice.
So one row and one booth. I think Buggy Whips is the 2 spaces before the fire pit, between us and the fire pit. Okay. So go check out the 4Runner. The suspension looks awesome. If you want to see how my Yokohama tires have worn over a year and a half that I've had them on there, you can check that out as well. lot of fun stuff. You can say hi to the MFers. If you need internet while you're down at KOH, need to make some phone calls or text messages, we will have the Starlink up at the Moreflight booth. And if you just come and say you're a Snail Trail listener, the MFers will get you the password to the Wi-Fi, the Starlink there, and let you on so you can have internet while you're in Hammertown. So
Cool. That's nice.
Yeah. I think that about does it then.
All right. Sounds good.
Sweet. Jimmy, any final words for everybody out there?
You caught me off guard, even though this comes every single time, because I thought I already gave my final words earlier about King the Hammers. Let's see. Final words for everybody out there. Let's just say, be safe down at King of the Hammers, please. It can be wild. It can be crazy, and it can be a lot of fun, but you got to be safe. You got to watch your surroundings, especially while you're off-roading in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah. Drink lots of water. So remember that there's usually a lot of alcohol consumed on that lake bed. It's very easy to end up dehydrated because you just forget to drink water because you're drinking Coors Light flavored water the whole time. And with that, my friends, keep crawling.
I got one for you.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Surprised me there.
Oh, good.
Okay.
So this is a joke my father made up.
Uh-oh.
And then I have a slight variation that I made up.
Okay. Is it like my testicles joke that I made up?
No.
Oh. All right.
So what do you call a guy with no arms and no legs in a church pew?
Neil?
Neil.
Hey, but he can't kneel. He doesn't have any
Yeah.
legs. Yeah.
And what if it's a female? This is the one I made up.
I don't know that one.
Faith.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, sorry.
I'm not impressed. I like
No.
the other ones better.
Okay.
Bob and Matt and
Yeah,
who are the other ones?
I don't know. What do you call a guy with no arms and no legs? Skiing? A water skiing?
I don't know.
Skip?
I haven't heard that one. Oh, yeah, that one's good. I like that one.
Yeah. You know all these though, don't you?
I don't, apparently not.
No arms, no legs on the wall?
I don't know.
Art?
Oh, I think I should have known that one.
Yeah. Did I do the next to a hole in the ground?
I think you did
I
those
did
a couple
those.
weeks ago.
Yeah. In front of the door.
Bob or Matt.
Yeah. In the ocean.
Bob.
Yeah. There's so many. In the bushes.
Leaf.
Russell.
Russell. Okay.
Oh, jeez. On the barbecue.
I don't know.
Frank.
Yeah, that's a good one.
And if it's a lady,
I don't know.
Patty.
Patty.
What do you call a woman with one arm and one leg?
Lopsided.
Eileen.
Okay.
And if she's Asian?
Irene.
I'll stop there.
Okay.